Hey everyone, welcome to the video. I hope you're doing well. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about Horde. And the reason that I wanted to talk about Horde was because I am very intrigued by their price chart. You're probably aware that a lot of the other, pretty much all of the other node projects out there have been seeing a lot of negative price action. And it's not just nodes, it's actually everything, Bitcoin stocks, everything has been seeing some quite negative price action. But the Horde chart hasn't. The Horde chart has been holding solid and their price has been holding solid. So I really just wondered why that was. What's different about Horde that makes it stand out from all of these other projects? So in this video, I'm going to talk about what I think is happening with Horde, and just to reassure you as well that I'm not getting paid to make this video and I'm not even invested in Horde myself. This is purely just a video because I wanted to do my own research on this and I figured that you might be interested in it too. And also just a reminder that this isn't financial advice. And look, the way that things are at the moment, it's probably better not to actually invest in something which has a sunk cost, because you're not going to be able to withdraw your money out if the price continues to go in a negative direction. So always do your own research and obviously only do what you think is best for you in your situation. Horde has been seeing stable price action since launch. In its 45 days of life so far, the price has only fluctuated about 15%. Considering it's a node project, that's actually really remarkable, because if we compare that to some of the other bigger node projects in their first 49 days of price action, you can see that Thor looked like this, Hive looked like this, and Power looked like this. Now, this isn't to diss on those other projects at all. I actually think those other projects are good projects and I'm involved with them, but I'm just highlighting the difference between how Horde's price has been going compared to some of the other bigger node projects in the first 49 days. And so what is Horde doing to keep this stable price action? And is it something that is going to last? So is the price so stable at the moment because basically everybody is holding their tokens because they want to compound? Because Horde is only 49 days old and you only get 0.1 Horde per day, that means if you got in right at the beginning, all you're going to have now is 4.9 Horde. So essentially nobody has enough Horde to compound into a new plot. So maybe right now, the reason the price is so stable is just because everybody's holding. But what's really interesting here for me is that if we come back to the chart and look at all the buys and sells, you can pretty much see that just everybody is selling. Nobody's really holding whatsoever. There's only very, very few buys in here. So there's already a lot of sell pressure going on there, but yet the price is still stable. So why is this? It's probably to do with their liquidity management protocol, which is a contract that makes sure that the price stays between certain thresholds. All I could get about this from the website is this. Liquidity management. Our smart contract uses the same strategy as a stablecoin to ensure the sustainability of our reward system. What is the strategy of a stablecoin to make sure that it stays stable? In its simplest form, a stablecoin remains stable either because it's collateralized to a fiat currency at a 1-to-1 ratio. In other words, you give collateral of $1 and you get back one stablecoin. Or another way that a stablecoin remains stable is that it's uncollateralized and it's an algorithmic stablecoin. So in other words, it uses a formula to make sure that it stays stable. Terra USD is an algorithmic stablecoin and you can see it has been pretty solid, but just very recently in the last sort of 24 hours, it has undergone a bit of a price drop there, but it has been stabilizing since. How I understand that Horde's contract works in this regard is it has an upper threshold and a lower threshold. And I think it's like 10% or 5% either way between above or below 100. And so if somebody sells and the price is a little bit higher than 100, then what the protocol will do is add some Horde and BUSD to the liquidity pool to even out the price a little bit. Or if they sell and the price is a little bit lower, then what they do is they do a buyback to raise the price a little bit. And you can see from the chart here that it seems to be working. And if we look at the date and the price range from the lowest candlestick up until the highest candlestick for the life of, pretty much the life of the project, we can see that the average price is hovering at around $101, and they wanted the price to hover at around about 100. So it's fair to say that their liquidity management protocol seems to be working at the moment. So what happens when we get to that point where people are starting to compound and we do see that exponential curve in regards to rewards emissions that we have seen in every other project? Well, let's look at the actual numbers to calculate this and see what might happen. So in order to buy a node, you put in 10 tokens, and over the life of that plot, you get 30 tokens back. 6 of those tokens are from the 10 that you put in. So that means, yeah, you need to get 24 tokens from somewhere else. So where do these remaining 24 tokens come from? Well, at the moment, they are thinking of launching NFTs, which are going to boost rewards, and all the rewards from the NFTs are going to go to the rewards pool. They're also thinking of doing a play to earn game, but neither of these things are, sort of in action yet. So I guess for now, all we can really look at is the Treasury. So if we just sort of say that at a base level, these 24 tokens have got to come from the Treasury for now, 24 tokens at $100 each equals 2,400. So that means the Treasury has to have a profit ratio of 24 to 2, because 2 tokens goes into the Treasury and 2 tokens goes to the dev team. So those 2 tokens that go into the Treasury have to create 24 tokens. So those 2 tokens that go to the Treasury equals $200. And from that $200, they need to make $2,400 in order to make up that 24 token shortfall. So is the investments that the Treasury is in going to be enough to actually give them that? We're in the Discord right now, and you can see that they've put a bit of money into a high yield professional trading bot, which gives 10 to 20% per month. They've also put some money into Flux nodes, and they've also put some into the Anchor protocol. And they've also done 2 transactions where they've put about 58K into Bitcoin. So I guess the question is all this enough right now to be able to, pay for buybacks to give the rewards for people? But as the protocol develops, obviously they're going to make more investments. So potentially, yeah, maybe the Treasury will be enough to cover it. With the bigger node projects that have come before this, they've had to expand the ecosystem in order to give you more use for the token. So people are buying the token for more than just buying some kind of node. And Horde are doing that because obviously they're thinking of doing a game. So what is going to happen in the future? Are Horde going to be able to last? Well, personally, I really hope that they are going to be able to last, obviously. But if you sort of do nothing but compound your plots from right now until the end of the life of your plot, which is 300 days, then you can see here from their compounding calculator that you're going to have 11 active plots and you're going to have 1 plot which has decayed. So essentially you're going to have 11 plots. 11 times 1,000, because it costs 1,000 to get a plot, is $11,000. So roughly by around the beginning of March next year, you're going to have $11,000 worth of value, but only having paid $1,000. So again, is this a sustainable thing? What are they going to do with the price? Because if they put the price up, then obviously the rewards are going to go up too. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen here. But obviously, again, this is 300 days away, which is 3/4 of a year, which is obviously a massive amount of time in DeFi. So, it's fair to say that the devs have a lot of time to think about all this and put any things in place. And so, my friends, what do you think about Horde? I feel I've done my best to give an unbiased and fair opinion of it and sort of just an outline of what's going on with it. But if I have missed anything, or if there's anything important that you think is going to help with the growth of the project or the sustainability or anything like that, then please leave a comment because I'd love to know. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.